course, today we are tracking the rain across the area, and we've got scattered rain and storms in the forecast today. We'll take a look at the radar, the live radar here in just a second again. We'll see. I think we'll see more dry time tomorrow than today, and then we're back to some pretty wet conditions on our Wednesday. And then we'll be drying out, it looks like, by this weekend. So we'll take a look at that as well with the GFS weather model. Play ball forecast looks like some things could be a rain out this evening with the scattered rain and storms continuing off and on. Temperatures in the upper 70s for this afternoon. So, again, grab the umbrella, grab some of that rain gear. Hey, fall officially begins today. Happy autumn at 2:29 p.m. Our autumn season begins with the autumnal equinox. The equinox means equal day, equal night, when the sun's rays are over the equator. We'll have average highs in the 60s in about 27 days, Halloween in 39, and average first flurries in 54 days. Our stupid weather jokes here today. Did you see the new movie about a tornado? It has a great twist. What is Santa's favorite weather? It's reindeer. These are bad. What's a tornado's favorite game? Twister. All right, we're going to move on. I'm going to give those like a 4 out of 10. All right, here's your weather history for today as well. We got a good morning popping in from Lillian Lasley. Love the rain. We need some more, and we will be getting that, Lillian. We'll be checking that out here in just a second. So today's weather history, way back in 1810, a place in England, Fernhill Heath, England, was struck by possibly Europe's widest tornado back in 1810. We got more 1800s weather history. In Strawberry, Arizona, 5 days after the storm, hail still had drifts of 12 to 18 inches deep. That is, I have seen storm chasing in Arizona, some crazy hailstorms out there. 1989, Hurricane Hugo, $3 billion, $7 billion in damage in the United States, $3 billion in the Caribbean. 1908, Indianapolis had rain after 39 consecutive days of dry weather, the record longest dry spell. 1908. 1998, another hurricane there. And 2006, the tri-state area of Missouri, Illinois, and Kentucky struck by the worst tornado outbreak in recorded history during the month of September. So even September can be a busy month. Forecast today, showers and thunderstorms, high of 78 degrees. Again, if you want to take a longer look at some of the weather history, I usually post that around noon on my Facebook page. So cloudy and cooler out there today with the rain. Looks like we'll be in the upper 70s for most areas. 67 are low for tonight with some scattered showers. And the forecast here for tomorrow, for your Tuesday, September the 23rd, 60s out the door, 77 at noon, 83 in the afternoon. Got it at about a 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm tomorrow. I think the chances will increase tomorrow night, but I think we'll have a decent dry break late morning into the afternoon, especially for tomorrow. So not a washout for our Tuesday, but it looks pretty wet for our Wednesday. Going to 80% chance of scattered showers there, as this low pressure system is going to be right on top of us midweek. So upper 70s with a lot of clouds around, and then still some leftover showers. It looks like Thursday, it doesn't look like it's going to be too heavy with that rainfall. And then we should trend drier as we head into the weekend. So if you have some weekend plans for your first fall weekend, looks like we're in better shape there with some upper 70s and low 80s. Lillian Lasley coming in with 72 degrees at the house. And that probably is going to match up with what we have here. Go ahead and get rid of that and bring up this. So here, again, this is extolmag.com/weather with temperatures in the upper 60s in most locations. A little bit warmer where it's drier off to the south and southeast. So plenty to talk about here on the show here this morning as we're at 10:15. We'll start to look at the weather model data and another quick look outside as well with the damp roads here live in New Albany, Indiana. So there you can see the cloudy conditions that we have across the area. And we'll go ahead and bring back up the radar and satellite. As again, we've got something to talk about here this morning. So wet conditions, let me go ahead and bring up, there you can see this kind of blob of rain that we have. That's going to be moving through the area. I think it stays a little bit drier for longer if you're heading south down 65, south of Louisville. But you can see southern Indiana is getting drenched for much of the area, for much of the day as well. So let's go ahead and bring up the live radar, and then we will bring up the hour-by-hour high-resolution weather models and plan out some more of this rainfall for today. So just waiting for this guy to load up here for a second. There we go. Bring it up full screen so we can do a little tour of the radar here this morning. You got heavy pocket of rain there just to the east of Crothersville, just east of Austin, between Crothersville and DuPont. From like Scott and into Jefferson County, you got that heavy rainfall, and then pockets of some good downpours as well through Jackson County and towards Brownstown, Medora getting in on some of that heavy rainfall. Surrounding Salem, we've got some good downpours. A little bit of a break around Pekin and through Borden right now. As we move into closer to the river, Charlestown, got some good rainfall there. And Sellersburg, again, this is not severe. Just get some healthy downpours across the area. And looking out to the west, we are getting wet here in Crawford County and Harrison County. You've got some healthy rain coming down here around Milltown and down into Corden this morning, and then into Louisville. Prospect, you've got a shower there, a little bit of rain just east of downtown, and then here into around the Bullitt and Spencer County line near Mount Washington. We've got a good downpour there as well, and then we kind of got a break over much of Kentucky. Once again, you head south of I-65, but there you can see more of that wet weather will be moving in from the west as we head through the rest of today. All right, so that is the tour of the radar here. And Mary, I guess, joining the chorus, I would say, saying, thank goodness. Yes, we need the rain. A lot of the ponds are low. A lot of the creeks have dried out. The yards are dried out. So this is definitely a good thing across the area, which we probably wouldn't be saying this the first half of the year because it was so wet, but then got a little too dry August and into September. So definitely a good thing that we've got going on here. Let me go ahead and bring up the future radar as we look ahead here, as we are now coming up to 10:18. So again, typically around 10:20, we'll bring up the weather model data. So it is picking up on the rain that we have out to around the area, I should say. It's got it a little bit farther west, though, so it's not perfect. It's got it, I'd say, yeah, it's not doing great picking up on where the rain is right now. So this is one of two weather models that we'll take a look at, and we'll see if the high-resolution rapid refresh weather model actually initializes a little bit better. But we'll take a look at both here. Let me go ahead and bring it up to the model again. And we'll move forward into time into this afternoon. So this is at 3 o'clock. That'll be loading up here. And you can see wetter overall today over southern Indiana. It looks like it stays drier for a bit longer east of I-65 in Kentucky. So that is a snapshot of later on this afternoon. Here after work, after school, still looking at scattered showers and some thunderstorms across the area. And later this afternoon is when we might see a couple of those stronger storms. This is a snapshot at 7 p.m. So multiple rounds of some showers and thunderstorms across the area. Mary Dale, thanks for watching here this morning. Grateful for the rainfall. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, we could see maybe around 1 to 3 inches of rainfall by later on this week total when you add it all up. So definitely good to get the rainfall across the area. So this is later on tonight around 9 p.m. Taking this into the late night hours. We got an update, live update from Melvin Hardin with now 0.4 inches of rainfall in the rain gauge there near Salem, Indiana. So still some spotty showers will be possible through the late night hours. This is at midnight. We'll go into tomorrow morning at around 7 o'clock. So if you're out the door early tomorrow morning for that morning commute, this is the trend I've been seeing for tomorrow. Kentucky, a better chance of some lingering showers in the morning time. Notice southern Indiana looks drier. This is 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then as we go towards lunchtime, that'll be loading up here. You can see that rain starts to move towards the Tennessee state line. And I think we'll get a decent break for a decent chunk of our Tuesday. as far as the rain goes. It looks like we'll have some dry time for tomorrow afternoon. So right here is around 3 to 4 o'clock. Little water break. And then tomorrow night, it looks like the models try to bring back in some scattered showers with another disturbance moving into the area. So again, overall, tomorrow I've got like a 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm, basically a 100% chance of rain today. Carolyn Bell, thanks for watching with the rain. Celebrating the rain across the area. All right, so then as we go into tomorrow night, this is around 7, 8 o'clock, we still have a chance for some spotty showers moving through the area. And then we're going to have this low pressure system sitting right on top of us as we head into, let me see how far out I can go with this weather model. We'll go into, so the 24th is our Wednesday. So pretty unsettled weather over much of the Ohio Valley and the Midwest with this low pressure system sitting on top of us. So just a wet week, which we have not been able to say in quite some time. So that is going into our Wednesday. And if this is going to be moving west to east, so that low pressure system is going to keep us under some saturated and soggy conditions here midweek into Wednesday. Okay, so that is the NAM 3 kilometer. I'm going to bring up the HRRR, high resolution rapid refresh weather model. And we'll take a look at this. Actually, I want to bring up, here's the hourly updated HRRR weather model, which does place the rain better than the NAM 3 kilometer. Again, we're getting into the nerdy hour by hour weather model section of our Ben Peine show this morning. So thanks for joining us. If you're watching the replay, feel free to drop in the comments as well, whether you're watching in the afternoon or the evening time. So this is looking, I'm going to fast forward this just a little bit to this afternoon. So again, the trend overall, it looks like here for today, is that if you're east of I-65 in Kentucky, you'll be drier for longer for today. Southern Indiana, looking pretty soggy almost all the day, all of today. But there you can see that potential for some decent downpours from time to time as well. So that is a snapshot right there at 3 p.m. this afternoon. Looking ahead here, here's a look at 5 o'clock today. So the rain chances start to ramp up over more of Kentucky later this afternoon, evening time. So the Storm Prediction Center, notice these storms look stronger off to our east. So the air is more unstable off to our east. That's where there's a slight risk of severe storms today, where the ingredients are just a little bit better for the potential of some strong thunderstorms just off to the east. Let's see if I can bring up the Cape. So we've got a little bit of that energy for some strong thunderstorms here. This is the convective available potential energy. This would be your storm fuel. And it's enough. It's not crazy, but it's enough to get some strong thunderstorms, especially for areas just off to our east. With that said, let's go ahead and bring back up the reflectivity and then the Storm Prediction Center's severe weather outlook. Ooh, we can also bring up the total precipitation for today. So this, when you have thunderstorms, obviously you're going to get different amounts. This is just kind of an estimate of what is the potential by later on this evening. Adding up today's rainfall, showing upwards of around 1 inch or 2 possible over southern Indiana. And also later on today in Kentucky, you get a good inch or 2. That's going to put a strong dent in the drought conditions across the area. So there you can see that is the total rainfall. Back to the reflectivity here. This is around 10, 11 o'clock. So both of the weather models here, we looked at the NAM 3 kilometer, the HRRR, have the heavier rain starting to move off to the east later on tonight as we approach midnight. This is around 1 o'clock in the morning. Sliding off to the east. Let me bring up the 48-hour high resolution rapid refresh weather model, taking this into tomorrow morning, see if it kind of matches up. So it also has that rain mainly off to our south tomorrow morning. And again, it looks like the model's giving us some drier time for tomorrow. So I don't, it's definitely not going to be a washout for our Tuesday. Do have it at about a 30% chance of a shower for tomorrow. So a drier day. And then as we go into tomorrow night, there you can see that rain ramping up out to the west. So it does look like the rain chances start to ramp up tomorrow evening here. All right, Beverly, thanks for letting us know. And Alice Young, we got a little shower here in Lebanon, Kentucky. Yeah, we'll do another live tour of the radar here coming up after we take a look at the weather models. And we are going into tomorrow night, if you're following along here. This is at 10 p.m. So both of the weather models have decent amount of dry time for tomorrow, especially in the afternoon. And then towards tomorrow evening, we start to see this next disturbance moving in on the east side of this upper level low pressure system. That is also going to keep us pretty wet as we head into our Wednesday and Thursday. So let's go back to the 24th. This is the NAM weather model. So there you can see wet conditions here midweek. This is 2 p.m. Wednesday. This is at 5 p.m. Wednesday. So basically, you got this low pressure system, the storm system, sitting right on top of us here midweek on Wednesday. And then as we go into Thursday, the center of this system is starting to move to the east, but wrapping around still some showers across the area for Thursday. Should be pretty light stuff on Thursday. And with the clouds and the rain around, temperatures should be held into the 70s. So this shows the cooler conditions that we'll have across the area with kind of the gloomy conditions with the clouds and the rain that we'll have around the area for Thursday. So there you go. Now we're going to move toward, so that is as far out as the NAM goes, but now we'll switch into the GFS weather model and we'll stay here for Thursday. It also shows some of the rainfall lingering around the region for our Thursday. Now into Friday we go. I will say there are some differences in the weather models. There you can see mostly dry conditions here for Friday. So that is the trend that the European weather model and the Canadian weather model have, as well as we start to dry things out as that rain begins to move off to the east for Friday. So that is, after several days of rain, we might actually want some dry weather this weekend. So this is at 5 p.m. Saturday. Looks pretty quiet across the region. So the weather models are agreeing right now for some dry conditions this weekend. Let me go ahead and bring up the temperature map as we zoom back in. So this is at 5 p.m. Saturday, showing temperatures here in the upper 70s for most of the area. So not too shabby for our first autumn weekend. By the way, again,